Cool. All right, here we go. We're live. Got some people in the chat already. This is pretty awesome. What's up? Oh, you got the mic. I got to get my mic set up too. Am I echoing at all?
I mean, you're echoing, but the ringing isn't happening. So that's
Okay. Oh, holy shit. We got 25 you guys already in here. You guys were ready. What's up? Let us know in the chat where you're checking in from.
Hey, Preston.
All right, cool. All right, let me get the IG live going.
Yeah, I have my phone set up too. Get some clips.
Cool. Better good. Oops. And just when I was going live on IG, okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Delaware, you're lucky. Tampa, Atlanta. What up? Yeah, you're lucky, Peyton, being in Delaware. That's pretty awesome. You get the no sales tax. What's up, Eric? Love the live. Thanks for being here.
Peyton, Miles and I had a warehouse in Delaware, up in Wilmington.
Back in the day, about a little over a year ago.
Oh yeah.
Jersey.
I don't know, when was that up? It was maybe last September or something. I don't remember.
No, so it was April to May. It was May 21 to 22.
Yep.
Lower, slower Delaware. What up, Jimmy? Am I allowed 2 accounts? Amazon recently banned my second channel. What should I do? You're only allowed to have 2 accounts if you sell different products on them. And if you're doing under 5 million in sales or 2 million in sales, I wouldn't have multiple. Keep up the hard work, dude. Thanks, man. Is retail arbitrage still profitable? Absolutely, man. Get the Seller Amp app and get out there. How to initiate Amazon? How much is required? Start with whatever you got. What's up, Jason? Portland, Oregon. You're lucky too. Just dropped off FBM orders. That's a vibe. Good for you. St. Cloud, Florida, where technology goes to die. Interesting. Well done, mate. Appreciate it, dude. Yeah, for sure. Keep the questions coming, everyone. Those of you guys watching on Instagram, I'm also on YouTube. Those of you guys watching on YouTube, I'm looking over here at Instagram occasionally as well.
How long does it take to get your Amazon account approved? I've been waiting a week or so.
That's a little long, yeah.
So that's something that's changed significantly. Back when Miles and I set up our accounts, it wasn't nearly as difficult or time consuming or prolonged as it is now.
Yeah, it should be pretty soon though. All right, it's very scalable. I've got 5 mil. What do I do? Invest it and never work another day in your life.
Would you all say that 1,000 or is that 10? 1,000 is good to start with FBA. It's whatever you have, right? Obviously, the smaller amount of capital you have, the harder and the slower the growth is going to be. But that's not to say it's impossible, right? It's obvious to say that someone with $10,000 starting off is going to have a lot more efficiency with their growth than someone with 2,000. That's just the nature of how this business compounds. But it's not to say you can't. I would just focus, if you have $1,000 to work with or 2,000, on higher ROI, higher margined items. That's going to be retail arbitrage, right? Scanning at Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Burlington Coat Factory, all those sort of retail and consumer closeout places where you can probably find a Nike shirt for $5 and sell it for $30. You're going to see a whole lot more of that sort of stuff with the retail arbitrage stuff. And I would use that to also merch and fulfill to really overpower your growth. And you're going to maximize your money that you can spend in turn.
What's your favorite way to source? Reverse sourcing using Seller Amp, manual sourcing, and then keep a product finder as well. If you're having trouble with prices tanking, you need to be better about utilizing more coupons, more discounted gift cards, stacking coupons, finding stuff on sale that you can use a coupon for, and everything like that. What permissions do you allow your VA and SAR Central? I don't give them anything, but they have it nicely delineated to where, like, let's say you want them to work on your account health, you can give them access to only that.
How long after a sale will I usually get my dollar back? So Amazon has what's called a account reserve, right? And so that's essentially to eliminate a lot of like the fraud potential that people would come on and do. So once you make a sale, right, the consumer has sort of like their delivery window, right? If I go and buy something on Amazon today, that product's going to be delivered maybe tomorrow to Friday or whatever that time frame is. Amazon then starts that time cycle, the money cycle, approximately like 5 days after that last expected delivery date. And that's when you're going to get that money back.
Bad book FBA? Yeah, Ashton. The nice thing is you probably didn't put too much money into those books. So yeah, You'll be chilling. Can you send in shoes if they have tags but don't have the original box? If they have a box, maybe. I wouldn't do that at scale. But if you're a pretty new account, I'd say no. How
Jimmy,
difficult is it to get, my bad, how difficult is it to get major brands approved? It's incredibly easy. Type in Flips4miles ungating on YouTube and you get that done this week very easily.
can you send in shoes if they have the tags and don't have the original box? I probably wouldn't. I mean, account health is of the utmost importance, right? You don't want to do anything to risk that. So I would send in shoe boxes without a top if you polybag them and stuff. I would not send them in without its box.
Yeah, definitely not without a box.
But I have sent in a ton without the top. Whether that's risky or not, I'm still kicking. So we'll see.
This is a good one for wholesale. Really good one.
For your solid wholesale accounts, did you find them through Google, trade shows, delivery trucks? Majority of the accounts I came across so far have maybe 5 okay products among the whole catalog, and that's going to be the norm, right? A lot of them have come through Google, right? So there's really two ways to find wholesale accounts, either brand direct or distribution, right? The direct accounts that you're going to find happen starting with the Amazon product, right? That's how I talk about, qualifying a brand up front, right? If you start with an Amazon product, you can qualify that product as it represents the brand based on the velocity, the competition, the buy box, all these sorts of things. And so you have an idea if you want to take part of that product in the beginning, and then you position yourself with the brand, right? It minimizes a lot of the wasted effort. The unfortunate thing when it comes to like the distribution and the supplier route is you inevitably have to put in a lot of the legwork to open the account, and then you're left with a catalog that you haven't qualified. Right. And so the suppliers, you're going to get a whole bunch of catalogs that you had to talk to people with and trying to convince them to give you that catalog. But you have no idea really what's in that catalog. Right. It could be products that do not sell on Amazon. It could be products with low velocity. It could be all sorts of products. You haven't qualified it yet. And so that's why, from a logistic perspective, I like sort of that brand direct route because I can front load a lot of that qualification in contrast to like the supplier route where you have to do everything first, then get the product information, and ultimately it could all be wasted effort.
If they don't have address line 2, do I just combine? Yeah, Max, you just do that. Do you know Max, Garrett? He's Jake's little brother.
Jake Carter?
Yeah, and he's a beast. He's like 14-1, and he looks just like Jake did 2 years ago, but he's a beast. Yeah.
Who is he on YouTube or Instagram?
Yeah, Prodigy. He changes his name like every stream too, but he's also on Twitter. And I followed him on Twitter for a while. I didn't even know he was Jake's brother. It's pretty good, man.
That's funny.
Yeah. What other questions do you guys have? Mr. Miami, working on that. Can you travel the US and make a 6-figure income doing Amazon OA? Of course, dude.
I saw Jim Body in the chat. He's pricing like a broke boy.
Awesome. What happened?
I said Jimmy is pricing like a broke boy. He was undercutting me by a penny.
Bruh.
And his reasoning was customers would rather buy something for $39.99 as opposed to $40. I'm like, no, customers are going to buy.
That is true that people would rather pay less money than pay more money.
Yeah, but consumers buy whatever Amazon shows them in the buy box. So it doesn't ultimately matter.
And the incremental difference isn't a ton. He's chirping. Got a logo to change, not my name. Bro, I'm pretty sure your name was like Max Prodigy the other time. Price tankers in the house. That shit's fucking hilarious. The Amazon account named the price tankers. Which would you recommend, FBA or FBM starting out? I would FBM the products that you see other people FBMing and FBA everything else. And test stuff. Like, it's not a binary thing. You can do either of them at the same time on the same product too, right? It's not how much do you FBM, or it's not do you FBM or do you not? Do you FBA or do you not? It's how much do you, right? And that's going to vary on the specific item, the behaviors of the other people on that listing, everything like that, basically.
It's also important to note, like, whenever you're looking to buy a product, different products have different quality of FBM in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, different products are like different sorts of FBMable, right? You can look at the buy box rotation and get a really clear sense in terms of, in that specific buy box algorithm, how much is that buy box rewarding other FBM sellers, right? If I have two different scenarios, one product is 100% going to FBA, and it's been that way for months and months and months, and another product 60% is going to FBA and 40% are going to merchant fulfilled. Well, I have a lot more confidence if I'm bringing a merchant fulfilled offer to the market. I have a ton more confidence bringing it to that second one than the first one. right? Use the previous market, use the historics to dictate how you're going to approach a specific product.
Yeah, it's a good point on the FBM stuff. Items that are $25 plus that are sub 1 pound tend to be very efficient to FBM. Because if they're sub 1 pound, they're going to go USPS first class, which is $6 and less. If you're down to like 3 ounces, it's like $3, $4, depending on where it's going. So that's really efficient compared to the pricing perspective of something that's $25 plus. Like a $50 item that's like a pair of shorts is so much cheaper to FBM rather than FBA, basically. Right there, just due to the shipping cost right there.
Yeah, remember when we used to merchant refill those like the
Nike shorts, yeah,
shorts,
popping, dude. Yeah,
even and those hats too back in the day.
Oh man, it's a shame. I don't know where people are getting those hats, but they've been super cheap for like 2 years basically.
Yeah.
Pumping. And how are you guys finding products that don't tank? Being more complicated, right? Using coupons, combining coupons, finding stuff on sale where a coupon also works, getting orders through on sites that traditionally order cancel a lot of other sellers, just being more complicated, and then also working together with other sellers, right? The name of the game is finding opportunity other people don't. And you're going to find a hell of a lot more opportunity the more people you talk to rather than solely just working on your own. Sourcing back to school yet? Nope. I'm just focused on quick flips. How should I add prep fees into SellerAmp? You want to go to selleramp.com, go to the top right, hit the drop-down menu, go to settings, and then scroll down on the left, and you're going to see your prep fee in there. You're going to add that in.
From what you've seen, are these brand direct accounts typically asking for higher MOQs than distributors? The one brand I have approached had an MOQ slightly out of my budget, 30K. It's all going to depend, man. It's just like anything else with this business. There's no real one size fits all answer. I mean, there's some brands that are going to have an MOQ of 2 or 5,000, but then others, just like you see, are going to have 30, right? And then there's some distribution companies that their MOQ is 50, right? It's hard to make those sort of like cover all universal answers. The best is to just do it yourself, right? And just learn on the fly and approach each brand differently.
Yeah, seller board's better than inventory lab. Yeah. Are you lead sharing with other sellers in your circle? Oh my gosh, since day one. That's why we've always had it so much easier than most people, is because we've invested in those relationships. We've worked together. Do you think we probably FaceTime for
days?
Oh, fuck yeah, days. But like, I'm trying to think, like probably 500 to 1,000 hours, I would say. You figure, yeah, right around that, yeah. Especially if you count streams too. Yeah, and like for example, most of you guys have never talked to another Amazon seller for 1 hour, right? And you got to understand your competition is working together. Your competition is playing the game on easy mode. You should too. How/where to order large quantities, the websites that allow you to order large quantities. Figure out which websites those are, or talk to other people and learn from them. Like that's like a big pillar of that coaching program, I would say. But you got to find the websites that allow you to buy heavy and squeeze those, and don't worry about the ones that cancel heavy. Okay, this is a great question. I love your thoughts on this.
Before we move on, that's not also going to be a universal trait. Like Miles and I have had different successes on the same sites, whether that be just based on location or credit card or billing address, whatever. Yeah, there's no way of actually knowing, right? But even inside our circle, some of us have had success getting orders through and some of us haven't, right? I mean, that's just a fact.
Wow, I'd have to find someone to trust with that then besides Roadmap Discord. All my products are just sourced from me. Exactly, dude. So you're always going to have to work less, and you always have to work more, have less fun, and make less profit than the people who do work together, right? And the best way, in my opinion, to build trust is to organically exist on social media for a long period of time. Do you use Keep a Product Finder, and how do you filter to find good products? Absolutely. So go over to Garrett's YouTube and watch his videos on those. I think that's the best recommendation I can give for that. You watching the game tonight? I'm not sure. I'll probably watch the end of it. To answer your question, use SellerAmp. Oh yeah, for sure. My bad, Todd. I didn't see that. Yeah, so that, and then look at the Keepa and see if there's any on the chart, if there's any like sudden drops at any point. MAP violators on a listing. Contact whoever enforced the MAP policy and tell them that people are messing about. Okay, here we go. Bam.
That's a really good way to gain trust too.
Yeah.
Right. We've used that as sort of like an entry point to brands, but that's a really good way to gain trust with your sales rep. right? Because they don't always have insight or want to be checking up on the actual listing. But if you're offering, and one of our good friends who does wholesale used to do this on a weekly basis for his main brand account. He would send a report at like every Sunday to the brand rep and be like, all right, well, this is who's on the listing. This is who's priced at this specific point. Do with this what you may. I'm just giving you the information, right? And so that's a super good way to gain trust.
Okay, Garrett, what are your thoughts on this? This is a super good question.
What is more important when determining a demand on a product? Seeing the offer count in a downtrend on Keepa or having a high review count in the variations tab? So one is kind of like a subset of the other, right? At the overall umbrella level, you're looking at the overall velocity, right? That's on the overall accumulation of the listing. But inside that inside that velocity, inside the listing, each of the variations have different sorts of velocity, right? And so if we compare it, just a couple different scenarios, if I have one product that sells 200 times total, but one of the variations is owning 98% of variation of velocity, right? We could assume that's somewhere between like 150 and 200 something sales. But if we have another listing that sells 1,000 times and the variation in question only gets, 1 to 2% of the ratings, well, that's an equivalent sort of estimation in terms of how many sales are going to that particular variation, but it just looks a little bit different, right? And so again, to like derive logistically how you go about it, you start at the top level, how many sales are going to a particular listing, and then it's a yes or no basis from there. Are there any variations? Yes or no. Out of those variations, which ones are you interested in? Yes or no, right? Out of the variation that you're interested in, how much competition is competing for that specific variation? Came out to Colorado to blow some cheese, right? Because it's a matter of,
sorry, you're saying?
I was going to say, because different variations, the competition level is ultimately going to dictate how good or how bad those variations are, right? One variation can be at the top, like how it stars with Keepa, it sorts all of them top to lowest. But at the highest velocity variations, those are also typically going to have a lot more competition, right? And so as you, Miles and I were kind of talking about it before, right? Adding complexity to the way in which you're sourcing. Some of that may just be starting to look at and buy some of the less popular, but also less competitive variations, right? Maybe the size 14 that sells 2% of the time, but only has two competitors that you're dealing with, in comparison to the size 8 that sells 50% of the time, but now has 60 sellers that you're competing with.
Will I ever need to submit a receipt/invoice for grocery? Yep. With the 5K BSR should with no and 99 reviews. Yeah, of course, Bam. So look at the Keepa chart on that specific ASIN, and that's going to show you how quick it sells. Sourcing apps, Keepa and SellerAmp, my friend. How did you guys build capital, credit/loans? A combination of long-term compounding profits, making money in other ways, and then definitely leverage as well. Can you go over your course, including price and value? Yeah, man. So you can go to, you can shoot me a DM on Instagram. It's in the description for anyone interested. It's Flips4milescoaching.com. Right there, you can apply. We can see if it makes sense to you. Basically, and you can check. There's dozens of testimonials on my YouTube as well. What up, Bill? Yeah, Keepa and SellerAmp for sourcing tools for sure. Then I'm doing something right. Send map reporting. Oh, that's an awesome idea. Yeah, no, not using those. Just keep it simple. We used to use TA back in the day. Now we just do it.
Not really anymore.
Nice and simple. Yep, Keepa, SellerAmp, nice and easy. Nope. Is there a secret sauce? One of your guests before alluded to it. There's not necessarily a secret sauce, but there are people that are playing a different game than you're playing, right? There are people that are that know a lot of the good opportunities, that know a lot of the coupons. They've just been doing it longer than you, and that's part of it. And there's also people that see this as a group project. Like Garrett and I have worked on it together since day one, and that's why we've always had it like pretty awesome, basically, together. Having a hard time making it Sunday nights. Now, Derek, so my coaching program has 3 Zoom calls a week, but the roadmap's only every Sunday, and it's going to stay that way. To do wholesale and brand direct, I'm doing a little bit of wholesale, like just with friends. Like I'm not doing any outreach, but I just happen to buy POs with them, basically. With the inverted filter, taught me everything I know. Got you, family. Got you. What's up, everyone on Instagram?
How's your favorite printer?
No, that was banter. That dude like loves asking questions about like stuff that like. So he's joking around like, but he always like it was a joke for a while, basically. But Rolo, for anyone who actually is wondering, so don't get no like for the third time. No, just keep us. Trust me, man. We know what we're talking about. Now, I mean, those won't hurt, but like I want to, you to save money and everything. I saw you have different categories for spreadsheets through SellerAmp. Okay, cool. Yeah, so go on selleramp.com and hit Google Sheets, and then you can create a bunch of different options. Everyone watching this should go do that. I recommend having it for like back to school, Q4, out of stock, almost good, and then like a buy sheet. If you have virtual assistants, you can split up those between them as well right there. Cool. Print FNSKey with a dot matrix printer. Good plan. What up, JC? JC, you coming to the coaching call tonight? We have a coaching program call in, let's see, 39 minutes. Right there.
Oh, is that the new guy from Twitter?
Dude, that guy's a beast. Like, that guy's fucking awesome. Like, he just had the balls to take a video and like 5,000 people saw it. And
dude,
like,
I would love to see that dude.
Like 50 followers. Yeah.
I would love to see that dude crush it.
Of course. Well, I mean, when you're willing to do that, the world is yours, bro. The world is yours if you're willing to get on camera.
Is he in here right now?
Yes, he's on Instagram right now. And then I assume he'll be at the coaching call as well. Yeah, follow my guy. You guys see him on Instagram. Do you recommend sending in holiday products now and back to school? Nope. Focus purely on quick flips. That's what's up, Derek. Keep it up, bro. Hey, man, I'm going to start signing up for Amazon FBA tonight. I want to grow some wealth. Any tips, what to do or what to sell? Yeah, so you're in the right place, man. So you got tons of free content to watch on my channel, on Garrett's channel, on Fields of Profit. There's also a ton of stuff on the SellerAmp channel as well. Just take in a lot of the free content and take action, dude. Thinking about getting wealthy at 19 is amazing. Stick at it and good things will happen. And read books too.
Derek, that's love. I appreciate that, man.
Read books as well. A lot of you guys watching don't read. That's a problem. You need to feed your mind positive information.
That's one thing that I definitely need to get better with is just like not so much sitting down to read, but Audible. I think I need to get into Audible heavy.
Well, it's not gonna hurt. You know what I mean? Like there's what about repricers? Yeah, so use BQL. If anyone wants an extended free trial of BQL, use the link in the description. Right there, and you can save some money.
I've been asking Tinder girls to SellerAmp and chill.
Oh, that's facts right there.
How much is coaching? How much?
Yeah, man. So we don't necessarily disclose how much it is because I wouldn't want to offer you if you weren't qualified. We have a few different options, but I would encourage you to apply at the link in the description if you are interested.
Road Harry Bodler for the secret sauce. Oh, Reed. Wow.
What happened? Read hair. Yes, very good point. Yeah. So I spend like $1,000 plus on Audible a year. Vibes. What would make someone qualified? You're willing to work hard. You have time available. You have capital available. And someone not qualified is not being any of those things. Not willing to work hard, not having time, not having capital, not being actually interested in improving.
Capital is a big thing, though. It can't be overlooked, right? Because I mean, in this business, there'll only really ever be two problems, either a product problem or a capital problem, right? Programs like Miles and mine, we solve the product problem pretty easily, but we can show you how to source. We can give you all the products in the world, but if you don't have $2,000 to buy those products, then you're still going to be in the same position, right? And so it's both of those together, the capital, the hardworkingness, and all the commitment, all those sorts of things that really drive you forward.
Jake said, start finessing the books. You guys should start a podcast. Dude, we have one. It's called the Buy Box Bandits. You can check it out. Let's do an episode this week, by the way, too. If we can just do like one episode a week, we'll be chilling. Let's see. How long? I think it's been since May or maybe late April. Let's see. Oops. Damn, BBB about to hit 5,000 subs, too.
I was actually peeping that today. How much money did you guys start it with?
So I started Amazon when I already had a few grand, but I started Resun way back in the day with like $160 basically, and then someone stole it. So essentially, I've been zeroed out a couple of times in the reselling.
Yeah, I mean, I started this was 3 years ago, but I started somewhere between like 5,000 and 10,000.
If you had 10K, I would join my coaching program instantly. I can set you up so nicely with that, but The first month I would aim to spend like 3 to 5. And that's on like a ton of different ASINs basically to nicely diversify. Oh, what up, Ian Income? Or Ian Ecom?
The whole Carter fam is gonna be selling on Amazon pretty soon.
Oh yeah, get them indoctrinated, man. Yeah, prime bottles for days. No, prime bottles aren't profitable on Amazon.
This stuff is so good though.
Never
Have
had
you
it.
tried it? No.
Nope. I'm just starting off, only 17. What's the best way to network? Post every day on social media. And I mean, if you're 17, talk to your parents about that. But like for everyone else, like that's the best way, period. My uncle sells on Amazon as well. Buy the coaching. Chill, fam. Or simply be Jay Carter's brother. That's actually is the best way to become a great Amazon seller, I would say. Can we start it now with $1,000? Yep. Can we get engaged with the fresh account? Absolutely, my friend. Costco sourcing. Sounds like a plan, dude. How much does it cost you to join your program? Yeah, so we don't necessarily disclose how much it is because we have a few different options, and I wouldn't want to offer you if you weren't qualified, basically. But feel free to shoot me a DM. I'd love to get you an application link. Do you have Canadians? Only if you're selling in Amazon US already.
When are you guys starting to buy for back to school, and what kind of items?
So anything that's doing well. And the nice part is reverse source and keep a product finder. It's really easy to find what those items are, right? So backpacks, shoes, crayons, anything like that, and mid-July.
And the best part is, right, if you start at any of those items, you can expand the buy box, you can expand the keep a history, and look back and see how that specific item performed last year. Where it gets even more powerful is that in that specific time frame, and so for back to school, call it like July, September-ish, you can actually look at the sellers who are selling that particular item given that time and go into their storefront now. And so you can start to favorite and bookmark those sellers who you suspect will be taking part in some of the back to school stuff and monitor their storefronts as we approach, right? And so every week, all your back to school storefronts that you've identified, you can see what sorts of items they have added, and that will give you a good indication in terms of what sorts of things exactly you should be looking to source or what types of items you should be sourcing. Can I get an Amex Black Card? I have. I think that'll cut it. I think you need like over 200.
What kind of products do you not want to get stuck with after back to school? I mean, if you do it right, you'll just be FBMing stuff, so there'll be no delay, so it'll be really easy to liquidate. But I mean, anything that's not going to do as well in September. So stuff that historically the demand has gone way down in September. Luckily, with Keepa and with SellerAmp, you can actually see that, right? So for example, a lot of like shin guards will perform a lot worse in October compared to what they'll perform at like in late August, basically, right there.
How many sellers have to be on a listing to make you feel it's IP safe? If it's consistently over 5 or 6, I would be pretty confident. In addition to, actually not so much. I'll stop there. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in addition to the brand not being on the listing, but there are items where the brand owns 50-60% of the buy box, and they're welcoming help essentially, right? Because they can't either fulfill it all or they don't want to.
Slower. Yeah, exactly. We have 2 episodes with 1,000 ASINs actually.
Yeah, and they were both fire. We actually did one with Dan. Yeah, and they're both smart.
Best credit, Capital One Spark and Amex Plum.
I mean, over like 720, 750, you're not going to get denied from anything.
Yeah. And there's like a big misconception, like you have to build business credit, and like you kind of do, but it's mainly your personal credit at the start.
Isn't it? I mean, anything over like 750 is pretty much all the same, right? It doesn't necessarily.
I got no idea. Something like that. SellerAmp, good. Appreciate you, fam. Oh, Crazy Flippin' Mom in the building. Crazy Flippin' Mom's conference is this weekend, I think. That's big. If anyone's in, I believe it's Missouri. Correct me if I'm wrong, Crazy Flippin' Mom. Check it out. Follow her on Instagram right there.
Missouri.
Hopefully she's still in the chat. I think it's this weekend, though.
Was that just off the dome, or did you? Have you seen?
I knew. I think it's like June 17th or something. Yeah, because I see it on the gram. Kansas City. Okay, Kansas City. If any of you guys are in the Kansas City area, I assume there's tickets available. Like people can still go. Follow Crazy Flippin' Mom on IG. You can check out her page.
I don't actually think you can get cosign for Amexes.
I don't think you can either. I got no idea. Okay, you can get ungated on a fresh account. I'm trying to be like you. I'm in the Steaker bonding game. I'm trying to move into FBA. Dude, open up. I can help you so quick if you have a bunch of capital. So easily, I can help you a ton. Yep, DM me. Fire.
Problem is there are quantity limits online and in stores, which means the buy box won't be available much.
It's like, okay, go work a job for 50 years, or do multiple orders, or find the sites you can buy on big. Like, there's solutions to everything.
Yeah.
I got a CD from bands. I threw it in the garbage. No one can stop me. Good luck, family. New roadmap updates fire. Awesome. So the IP badge on SellRamp means more like, it's typically suspected, the orange yellow one. The red one means IP issues known. So you want to look at the Cupid chart. FBM for back to school for sure. Way better. Not even close. Yeah, seriously though, like, there's nothing to complain about. We're so lucky to be alive right now with the scale and the leverage you can get with the internet. Like, there's nothing but opportunity.
Ignoring my question, what was your question?
How much does SellRamp make?
Oh, of course, that's not gonna be something.
Yeah. Yeah, FBM is always going to be better seasonally because it gives you a ton of flexibility. There's a lot less risk. You can replenish stuff quicker.
Got a pallet delivered to FBA May 5th from other shipper. Amazon still says shipped. Every time I open a ticket, they say wait till delivery to be able to open. Yeah, I don't know.
Meant PL? No. PL, typically PL and SellRamp just means the amount of sellers, basically. Charging restock via back buy box percent? No. But the buy box tanked on me? Lesson learned. Will you guys be buying backpacks to resell? Of course. When do you do FBM? Do you have to put your home address as a return address? Not necessarily, but your home address is, it's going to be visible on your Amazon store too. Personal credit cards, ideally no, ideally business credit cards, but you gotta, do your own research on what situations like. Oh damn, Jake just hopped in on IG.
Jake Carter?
Yeah.
That's a family affair.
Yeah, Max is in here chirping us over on YouTube Live. Yeah. What was funny was I'm pretty sure Max was in the same basement that Jake and I used to cook in back in the day. On Zoom. And everything. Cool, guys. So we'll be on for a couple more minutes. So we appreciate you guys spending some time with us. Fire away on any final questions you guys have in the chat as well. But it's a lot of fun. Bought 5,000 shoes. You sell them, man. There. Bada bing. Everyone have a great night for sure. I'm going to drop a coaching application link if anyone's interested in working together closer with, learning all my coupons, sales, checking products with me, us talking daily, 3 group coaching calls a week, anything like that. Which IG should I DM? Flips. So DM Flips4miles on IG if you're interested, bro, for sure. Yeah, open up. DM me right after this. I'll talk to you right after this. Max is killing it. Dude, that's what I'm saying. You guys got the sauce. Any tips for reverse sourcing replenishables? Yeah, don't worry about replenishables. Worry about getting really good at learning about coupons and stuff like that. And over time, you're going to be able to find more and more products, basically. Oh, Max just tapped in on the gram as well. I'll make him a moderator in the stream, actually. Yeah. Where are you taking your business in 5 to 10 years? See, now that's a good question. I have no idea. I would love to be in, I just am not super confident with the platform risk of Amazon over 10 years. But I am super bullish on personal branding, content, e-commerce, stuff like that. So I have no idea, but I'm sure it'll be in some type of organic content, branding, something like that. Right there. Cool. All right. So we're going to hop off, everyone. Make sure you guys are following Garrett on Instagram and Twitter, YouTube, etc. Follow me if you aren't on those platforms as well. And follow the SellRamp account too while you guys are at it right there. IG, Twitter, trying to get those accounts to 10K. Have a great day. See you guys soon. I have 20,000 for inventory. Where to get started? Apply for my coaching program. I will take care of you. I promise. Basically, right there. Cool. Oh, now they're chirping me because I want to answer his question.